Hello, the artist formerly known as the Great Roberto. This is a follow-up to yesterday's trip and report. The kiss of death. Wow, all I can tell you is wow, wow, wow. I have never, ever been fucked like that, or whatever, as far as I can remember. Fucking ever. I mean, my God, what a trip. What a trip. This was actually the first time I actually did 5 dried grams. It was 5.00 on the dot. Exactly 5 dried grams. I've never done that before. Everything was around, sometimes higher or lower or whatever, but never 5 on the dot. And man, oh man, what happened was just fucking beyond understanding. It was just ridiculous. It started out, the mushrooms, this batch found me. I mean, I honestly didn't have to put any effort into getting them, basically. I mean, yeah, I had to pay for them, but I didn't have to even leave the fucking house to get them. They came to me, on a silver platter. And when I finally got around to being able to do a decent dose out of them, which was yesterday, it took a few weeks, but whatever. And as I was weighing them up on the scale, I just remember, I was like, man, this pile's getting fucking huge. It just seemed like it was really like a lot of mushrooms on the pile. So I even weighed the rest of the batch just to see if the numbers worked, and just to make sure my scale wasn't off. Because I mean, I remember weighing them up, and even at like 2.5 grams, I was starting to say, man, this is kind of like this is enough right here from the way it looks. But I just kept throwing more on, like logs on a fire, until I had this fucking heaping pile on my scale. So and even in my mind, I was like, man, this sort of the red flags were going off, and my intuitions were kind of saying, man, do you really want to do this? But I talked myself into it again, because the thought was that I just wanted to jump in deep. And that should be the first clue right there that maybe you shouldn't do that, is if you want to just jump right in at 5 grams. Even though, I mean, I was apprehensive. I mean, I was definitely apprehensive and wary. I mean, I always am when it comes to taking mushrooms. I mean, even when I took that micro dose a few weeks ago, I mean, I was apprehensive and wary about that, because just taking mushrooms at all is a dangerous fucking game. So, and I know that. It's not like I'm one of these naive people who jumps into a mushroom trip expecting it to be nothing but roses and fucking and splendor and rainbows and fun and everything jolly and good. I know that things can get weird, and things can get really, really weird, and that's what happened yesterday. Although I was faked out yesterday too, because because the trip that I took, the last real trip before that was almost a 5 gram, or like a 4.91. It was almost 5 grams, and that was fucking great. Nothing bad about that at all. Nothing intense. I mean, it was glorious. It was a fucking amazing trip, beautiful and rich and fucking awesome. So I was kind of expecting this to be similar to that, or at least hoping it would be. So, I eat the mushrooms, and I was chewing on these things and chopping them up, and I ate them. And the trip came on. See, for me, the trips come on really fast, honestly. Within 20 minutes, half hour at the most, I'm in those mushrooms are really coming on hard by then, and it's only a matter of time after that before I'm fucking gone, you know. And that's what happened this time. So I take the mushrooms, you know, no cannabis in the beginning. Again, that's how I do it. You know, I eat the mushrooms and wait and let the mushrooms come on. Then when I feel like I need cannabis, then I use cannabis. But this time the cannabis didn't really do much. I mean, it did, but so I'm outside in the yard. It was a beautiful day out there, really nice. You know, May Day, May 12th. I mean, glorious, fucking stellar, cloudless sky, just gorgeous. And I'm out there. So I get the urge to lie down on the ground, which is usually what happens. So I do that, and I just surrender completely. I said, I'm ready to die, basically is what I said. I was saying that in my mind. I'm ready to die, please. I'm ready to die. Let's do it, you know. I just surrender completely to the experience. And even that experience was very, very intense. It was really wild, you know, vivid hallucinations, I guess, if you want to call it that, and just, you know, the experience, you know, really powerful. I just let it, you know, so that went on for like, probably not that long, maybe 20 minutes, maybe at the most, and I get back up, and I'm out in the yard, and I start to play with my sticks out there, and I'm walking around, and, you know, I get my headphones on and stuff, I'm getting ready to play, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is awesome. And you know, I always said that the perfect trip would be when you take the mushrooms and nothing happens, and nothing changes. You know, really, you don't notice any changes. And I thought that was going to be the extent of the trip. I thought I had it mastered. I was like, man, I fucking really have these things under control, man. I thought I was going to be out there playing and having a good time and, you know, doing my thing. And then after a few minutes of playing around, I just got the urge to lie back down again. I was like, man, you know, I'm still kind of tired right now. I could lie down some more and you know, and have some more of that. So I sat down and or lied down or whatever I did. But then at some point, you know, quickly, I just got the urge to come back in the house and go lie in bed because I was getting cold. I was getting cold. And that's what used to happen before I introduced cannabis to my trips, because again, all my early trips were no cannabis because I didn't use cannabis. And I used to always get cold as fuck. I would always get cold, and it'd be a struggle to just try to stay warm, and then that's when the wildest shit would happen, and then, you know, and I would get warm. But it was like that yesterday again. That happened again yesterday, because the cannabis, that never really happened anymore as far as I remember. But yesterday it did. I got fucking just cold as shit, so I just had this like overwhelming urge to come back in the house, turn on the blanket, crawl under the covers, and just curl up and fucking die, basically, or get warm or whatever, just to do that. And that is when things just got out of control. I mean, it was just, I was gone. Fucking gone. It's like I stepped into, I went too far. I mean, I guess the only thing I can say to you is I just went way too far, way, way, way past the line where our mind and awareness and comprehensive ability, it's way beyond what the human mind and body is even able to comprehend. It's so far gone. It was just, I was just fucking gone. And it was like, whatever is in there, you know, whatever is in there, you know, whatever the mushroom takes you to, whatever it is, was like, you fucking stupid ass, you fucking did it again. You went way, way too far, way too much. Now I gotta sit here and fucking hold you or cradle you through this fucking thing until you fucking come back to your senses. I literally went insane. I was gone. My mind, I guess if I had to say, my mind snapped. This time it did, because I was just gone. There was nothing left. Everything was just a maelstrom of insanity trying to coalesce again. It was just all I could do to just let it happen. I mean, I was just I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do fucking anything. All I could do was sit there and basically plead, for mercy, I guess, in this, even, there was this, I don't know, there was this language there too. There was this, my thoughts were thinking in a language of some type. It appeared to be gibberish, this complete gibberish language, but it meant something because, I would have a reaction to it when I heard it, but it was just complete gibberish sounding and just made no sense. It was just fucking, and everything, it was just fucking wild. I mean, it was completely insane. And one other thing happened this time too that I haven't seen happen except once, is when I snorted the DMT. And then, what happened in there then was fucking crazy. But I remember at one point when I would look at my books on the bookshelf, the writing on the books would just be this like alien looking script, and I just couldn't understand it at all. And that happened again yesterday. I would look at the books or anything, and it would just be this fucking mess of incomprehension. I couldn't even make out anything like that, Yeah, so, I mean, but it's not even, it's like eternity, man. It's like, I remember it was, I don't know where these thoughts were coming from, but they were like, it was like I did something that was so dumb or whatever, and it was like, and I was being like spared, I guess, again, or whatever. I was fucking being, spared, or what, I don't even know how to describe it, but there was also a sense that I probably wouldn't appreciate it, and I certainly wouldn't understand it like that. It was like I certainly wouldn't understand what was going on, and I probably wouldn't appreciate it either, just because, I'd be completely ignorant. Complete ignorance. Basically, you know what it was? Yeah, really, it was just a fucking, I was completely ignorant. I was in a place where I was completely ignorant. Just didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to fucking even understand anything. I didn't know how to fucking make sense of anything at all, Even beauty was, and the thing was, it wasn't a self-loathing type of vibe either, because, I mean, I felt good. My body felt fucking awesome. My body looked fucking awesome, but it felt, I could feel my body touching things, like under the covers, and it just felt so fucking good. But even that was just alien. I mean, I didn't even understand that. I mean, again, it comes back to, you have no idea what insanity is until you find yourself in a place where even beauty makes no sense. But the beauty was there. The beauty was certainly there, but I just didn't have the ability to understand it at all. I couldn't understand anything. Anything. I couldn't move. I certainly couldn't fucking move. I mean, Terrence McKenna always says, yeah, man, the last thing you want to do is curl up in a ball and do that, but if things get really bad, just get up and move. Well, dude, I can't do that. I couldn't get up and move. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't fucking even do anything. I couldn't do shit. I would just look around, just being able to look around and occasionally see shit, like my room here, took all my ability to be able to even recognize it on those rare events when I could recognize it. It was just like, and it just, every person that I've ever came into contact with, I was them, I was all of them at the same time. Like, every person in the world I am, like, and every person I've ever interacted with, I could feel them, like, all at the same time, simultaneously. Everybody. It's like everybody that I know, everyone that I interact with, even the people I don't like, I am like that, and it's like, fucking, I just became them instantaneously, and there was no separation anymore. There was no separation of anything. in that, I also remember this idea of, this appreciation for life. Basically, whatever was back there was saying, how dare you or anybody disdain or disregard the privilege to be alive, because it made it clear that make no mistake that being alive like you are is a fucking privilege, and you should fucking honor that gift with every fiber of your being. You know what I mean? And I remember I was just so, I remember pleading with everything that I had, that I was just so sorry for ever hurting anything, ever, ever. Even the flies. Yeah. But then again, I'll still kill flies, but still, I mean, um, this was the most wild. I mean, I've been through some hard fucking trips too before this. It's not like I'm a newbie or anything, But this was had to be one of the hardest trips I've ever gone through. I mean, it was just a kick in the balls. I mean, but I tell you right now, I still don't consider it a bad trip. It was just so fucking strange. It was just so fucking strange that I can't believe it. I swore when I came back, or at least when I came back to a point when I was able to fucking make, make sense of things and move again, I swore I would never take mushrooms again. I even flushed the rest of them down the toilet, to make sure I didn't eat them again. But the reason I was going to keep them, and I was going to, there's a person on my friend list on Facebook that wanted to have them. He's been trying to find mushrooms forever and he just can't, right? So, I was posting periodically about things, because I like to document what's going on with these trips, to the best of my ability. And he says, "Oh, send the rest to me." And I was thinking to myself, "You fucking stupid ass. Do you have any idea what you're asking for, you fucking motherfucker?" So I asked him, so I said, I private messaged him and asked him what his address is. And then I say, "Are you really sure you want to do this?" And of course he has no idea he has no idea what the fuck, why I say that. But if you have any experience with mushrooms at all, you know why I say that. 'Cause that's the last thing, basically, if that dude didn't say that right then, I may have sent him to him later. But at that point in time, when I'm still just coming off the trip like that, that's the last thing I would ever want to do. Even to my worst enemies, give them mushrooms like that and have them go through that experience like that. That's the last thing I would do to anybody, man. I wouldn't do that to my worst fucking enemy at that point in time. Because, anyone who's had an intense experience like that has to know what I'm talking about. Because I couldn't in good conscience give those to the dude, because fuck, knowing what they would do to him, So, yeah, I also sort of came to an understanding too, that I think, you want to know something? It's almost as if each batch of mushrooms has its own personality. Because I've had trips, dude, I've taken deep trips before and been fine. Although, most of my deep trips have been mentally fucking, like going through the fucking meat grinder, fucking, all the deep trips have been hard, except for one. The last one, anything above, like, 4, the high 5 grams basically, but anything 5 and above, anything above that has been hard. Except for the last one, which was 4.91, and that was great. That was a great, powerful, intense trip. It was a high dose trip, but it wasn't bad at all. But I've had trips that were like 3.5 grams that were fucking like a breeze, right? Where I take 3.5 grams and it's like a breeze, nothing, just a good time, right? But I've also had 3.5 gram trips that kicked the fucking shit out of me. So, it's just so, weird, So it's almost like the batches of the mushrooms have their own personality, and it's like, it's not just one entity out there, it's a bunch of different ones. And the way you interact with it depends on their personality just as much as yours. So, I mean, you can get a, that's, who knows, maybe that's bullshit, but it's what it feels like. And, but even last night, you want to hear something? I mean, this happens all the time too. This happens every fucking time. It's like, even last night before I went to bed, I was like, maybe I'll go in again. Sort of even backtracking on my declaration to never ever take mushrooms ever again. Because dude, even when I made that video yesterday, freaking, I was like, never again, man. Never again, am I ever gonna trip again on anything? Because I know I don't need to. Truthfully, I know I don't need to do it in this life anymore. Fuck that, dude. I could live the rest of my life from here on out until I die and never have to take a mushroom again. Unless I just get so lost in the matrix again that I would need to be woken up again. But truthfully, I know that I never need to have a psychedelic experience again through a catalyst like mushrooms or any other thing again, because I know I don't need that. I know that I can channel the Logos without it. I mean, that's why. So it's kind of like, why do you even come back here? It's kind of what the mushroom was saying. Why do you keep coming back here when you don't need to? What the fuck? It's kind of like, why do you come back here when you don't fucking have to? It's like, there's no need for you to be here. Yeah, it's like, you fucking just live your fucking life. It's kind of saying, live your fucking life and don't bother us now. You can just live until you die and don't fucking worry about it. Basically, it's like, you have everything you need. You have fucking all the, your understandings and, all the shit you're learning. I mean, you don't even need to fucking pop these mushrooms. You have what you need, type of thing. It's like, so, so I mean, I don't know if I'll ever trip again, honestly. I don't know if I could even bring myself to do it. But then again, I've had hard trips before, but this trip was hard. This trip was hard, 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 hard. It was hard. Very hard, very hard. I just remember fucking being cradled like a baby, and I just fucking went way, way too far. And the fact that I even came back to sanity at all, I think was a gift. Dude, if there was ever a situation where I felt I could have never came back, this was it. And I gotta tell you something, I'm not sure if I said this yet in this video, but this time, more so than any other trip, I'm more physically exhausted today after this trip than I've ever been after a trip before. I'm like wiped out today. I've already taken a nap today, and it's only fucking 2, and I was lying in bed just, it just felt so good though to lie in bed naked and just like fucking rest. It's like resting was just exquisite pleasure today, just to be in bed and just rest. It just felt so good. And the thought of that feels so good right now, but I'm just exhausted, and I know that I'm just resting, but right now resting is all I want to do. It's all I really need to do right now, is just fucking rest. I'll be fine, probably tomorrow, whatever, but, so, I hope this sheds a little bit of light onto what the fuck happened yesterday, because it's incomprehensible. It's fucking insane what happened yesterday. I don't even know how. I just remember coming back from this shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is this place? When I came back, when I was able to comprehend like this world, I was like, what the fuck is this place? Who am I? I was like, who am I? What is this? Do I fucking, I had to, check my body. Okay, I was just checking everything to make sure it's real. I was like, is this real? Is this real? I'm touching everything, pinching myself kind of. Am I alive? Is this real? What the fuck is this? Oh, you want to hear something too? The last thing. Heath Ledger's Joker in Batman? Do you want to know why he's always smacking his lips? Because he took fucking mushrooms and he's trying to get the taste out of his mouth. He's like, he's fucking crazy as shit, and he's trying to get the taste of the mushrooms out of his mouth. Fucking the Joker, Bruce Wayne took fucking mushrooms and fucking became the Joker. That's what happened. and Batman. Bruce Wayne took fucking mushrooms and became the Joker and Batman. Yeah, that's what happened. So, I swear.